Okay, so you've been asked to restart the game. You do. Then all of a sudden the mobs are dropping extra things, and there's another window in here. What's going on? Well, it's an event. So this video will kind of help you beginners for walking through an event chronologically. So the first thing you have to do is continue what you're doing on your run, because you will need 100 of this new currency, whatever it may be, because it's different from one event to another, to start the beginning mission. And you will accrue one every 30 seconds or 2 per minute. So it'll take you maybe 50 minutes to get 100, or if you have contracts right there, you can just pop 1, maybe 2 of the green ones, and then you're good to go. You end that run, whatever it is, and you're gonna want to, and you will have a new button over on the left for this event in particular. It's Founders Day. So you'll click that, you'll click on wherever the token on the map is, and then you will select the only mission you can really do, and that'll give you a reward and the new event champion should you complete Area 50. But we're not going to want to do that just quite yet. So there's a lot of information. We're going to slow it down now. I'm going to reference my notes a lot. So on that first mission, because you only need 100 favor, it's actually a common strategy to go to wave 49 and just wait there for a while and reset and do the 100 favor version again. That means you are failing the quest, but you can just keep doing it over and over as long as you have 100 favor. And fortunately, that's really easy to get. The reason why is that you start out this event with 0 favor, which means no gold gain. So your Bruner is going to be hitting for 1. The enemies or the mobs are going to be dropping 1 gold on that first wave. And it's kind of hard to get started up again. And you're going to need all that favor to do the free plays, which will allow you to get more favor, right? It's kind of like it's an accelerated campaign because an event is only around for, I think it's a little bit less than 2 weeks. So the main idea is to not rush and complete 50, because if you do, then you'll need a whole bunch of favor to do the free play, right? Which doesn't help you get that early gold gain going. So this currency is for this particular event, it's towels, tails, whatever, towel things. It's different every time. Like one of them was fish. Sometimes it's I think like leaves or whatever. Anyway, and you're gonna need 100 for the first mission, which we already covered, 1,000 for the first variant, because every event will have 3 variants. This one costs 1,000. The second one costs 2,500. And the third one and final one costs 5,000 tokens, let's say. Let's call it a token. And then the free plays, they cost 2,500 as well. So these are the same, right? You can see it right here. 5,000, 1,000, and they all have different completions, and you know, just like in a normal campaign, the variants offer different challenges and difficulties. So you're gonna do 2, maybe 3 runs, and the idea is just to get that favor going, and then you can jump into a standard. What I do is I do a standard free play to boost all my gold gain up even further. I don't bother with the variants until I'm sure I can do it, because oftentimes the variants will make gaining gold harder, and if you fail, then that's kind of like wasted tokens. Okay, let's move that to over there. So when you do start the event, which I'm sure you probably already noticed, the formation is weird. This one is quite a good example of weird. You have one way up front, and then this kind of jigsaw. If you want to see, you can just hover over here, and you see up in the top. That's what the formation looks like. And this is intentional by design. What I like about formations is that these event formations is that it's a curveball, right? We're so used to trying to be like super optimal, and there are clear decisions on like what to do in Torm or Tomb of Annihilation, and now Helms is available. That when you get this weird stuff, you have to make sacrifices from what you're used to, and that's cool. It pulls you out of your comfort zone, and it encourages you to critically think about who's gonna go where. It's like, oh, I wish this person could go here, but this is the best that I'm gonna have to go with. And in future, so this video is just for all events, but there will and probably is, depending on when you're watching this, a video for the variant in particular that's happening right now. So you can go and check that one out to see what potential formation options we have for that. Or you can join the official Discord. I don't know the link, but I think it's super simple. It might just be like discord.whatever.com/idle champions. It's around there somewhere. And they have a hashtag formations channel where everyone's going to be talking about the event and like how to be the most optimal in this suboptimal situation. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'll do this event thing later, stop it. No, you need to stop what you're doing and do the event because it is time bound. You can continue your permanent campaign, Torms, Tomb of Night, whatever it is, at any point. You only have a little bit less than 2 weeks to do everything that this event has to offer. Now, if you don't have favor or contracts and you're trying to earn favor, or trying to earn the tokens, that's what I meant to say. If you don't have enough tokens to do any of the things, then of course do a normal permanent campaign thing because there's no other way to get your tokens. But if you're holding on, thinking like, oh, I'll just get to it later, don't. So every event will introduce a new champion. For this particular event, we got Deacon, who is absolutely fantastic. And one of the first things I like to do whenever I get into an event is click this little window up here next to all the wave progress and stuff. And I'll check out, what he looks like, what his gear does. So we see for Deacon, we have 2 all champion increases, which is cool. And then his golden epic, which is kind of like his keystone ability, like what makes him super cool and unique. So generally that's the first one to get the golden epic for the event. And then you also have the 4th item slot, which is his other party buffing effect, and then alt damage, alt cooldown. And you also see a unique achievement. So you have these achievements here, which you'll want to do during the event, because I will say the achievement that says complete area 175 in the free play of that event, as well as the complete all 3 variants of this event, will only be available during the event's time, which means if you don't get it, you'll have to wait a whole year when it comes back around to complete these achievements and get your 1% damage upgrade. However, assuming you've already unlocked Deacon, then you can complete the doomed equipment as well as the champion achievement. It's in this little champion box, the champion achievement at any point whatsoever. So don't sweat like, oh no, I gotta try and get like all these stacks for him in particular. It can happen at any time, don't worry. And you see a nice little progress bar, and then this is a good way to make sure that you've done everything that you can within the event's time frame. That's this window. You also get some event description and the timer. And I do encourage you to read the how to play FAQ on all this stuff. I'm telling you most of what you have to know, but if there's any specifics like, okay, 60 tokens for a small contract. Oh, and they are called tokens. Yeah. So yeah, you do need to pop 2. Great. Or just a single blue or overkill for a purple. This other tab here shows you the stat card of the new champion, as well as his specializations and the upgrades. Now, specializations, as you're familiar, you have to pick one or the other, but the upgrades are what he will, or what they will, respectively, always have. So I use this time to gather a little bit of intel on who I'm about to be unlocking once I beat wave 50. Kind of exciting, like, oh, this sounds cool. Like, Deacon increases the damage, and then something story of doom and the confidence in the boss. Whoa, what is this? When the stacks are low, monster spawns increase. I was super excited for Deacon. Anyway, I digress. So that's that little thingy up there. We're probably gonna wipe on this boss. Right, okay. So this new champion will often offer a new synergy or mechanic. Deacon offers this, he replaces Brunor, and he has, I'm saying it a lot. Anyway, the ability to balance damage and clear speed. It's very unique, and I really like him. And every event champion will try and do something just a little bit differently. You might not like it, and they might not always be good. Caddybree definitely is situational in her usage, but she's very helpful in given situations, like if you need to attack something in the background, or if you want to hit stuff for extra damage. Caddybree is useful, not all the time. Bump, bump, bump. Upgrading the champion is generally only done during the event. So if you'd like to make this event champion really good, you need to do it now. There are time gates that'll be covered in a different video, but it's not a really good way to gear up your event champion. So be sure to do it now. If you really are impatient like me, you can just spend money. Oftentimes, or always, there will be the event little banner on these chests, and you can just buy either with the tokens, which isn't recommended. I'll get to that in a second, or with money, and you get buffs and shinies. As I mentioned before in a previous video, if you buy the $50 pack, this is kind of like it's not even a shameless plug because I don't get the money, but if you buy the $50 pack, these 42 chests will, one, get you a golden epic, which will be right here. So that's one shiny epic. Then you're guaranteed 5 shinies within these, so every item slot will be shiny. And then generally, unless you're really unlucky, every item should then become epic. And the good way to just be like, done, got it. I spend money on the game. Not saying you have to. It makes things easier. Why did I say don't spend 10,000 coins on a gold chest? Well then, there was a fairly recent change from the making of this video about free plays. There is now a pity timer on free plays, because the chest that you get when completing wave 50 on a free play, it used to be you have a chance of silver or gold. It's, one or the other. But now there's a pity timer, so if you haven't received a gold chest after three free plays, then the fourth free play will 100% be a gold chest. So you can either spend 10,000 for a guaranteed gold chest, or you can spend 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, 2,500, totaling 10,000 for one gold chest, but you might get more. You might get 2 or 3 or 4. You could be super lucky. That's why I say, unless you're like really cutting down on the time and you're like, oh, I can't quite get this many runs in, buy the chest, because the tokens will go away once this timer hits 0. They're gone. And yeah, so the last thing to cover is the favor. During the event, you'll be getting some deities or whoever's favor. In this case, it's Asmodeus. Now, there are no blessings for events except for what you've unlocked in the other campaigns globals, which will affect this. But when we go to the blessing tab, you'll see that there's just a conversion option here. You can select who you want to convert to. Notice how we have the buffs here, and then all these previous ones is just said, hey, you converted favor. But what is conversion? So the easiest way to think about it is for every E that you have, so ignore this 8.32, for every E you have, it's a 10% conversion. So an E1, one E1 is 10%. One E2, 20%. One E10, 100%. So right now let's say one E12 is 120% conversion rate. It's going to convert all of the accrued favor for whichever campaign you pick, not just what you have on you. That this will include what you have spent as well, so you don't have to really worry about resetting. So if I were to what's a good one? Okay, so if I were to pick Kelemvor, I would get 420 or 4.20 E12 favor. Well, let's look at how much favor I have right now, because it should just be 120% or 129, almost 130 of this. Here I have 2.32 of E12, but I've spent however much, not E11, so this should be an extra, we'll say, oh god, it's so close to being a 2. It should be like 3, right? So wow, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, don't worry about having spent. I'm not great at math, but just know that when you pick that, it's like, hey, you're gonna get a whole bunch of favor. So this adds on to what you already have. This is a great way to bounce back after a big blessing buy, which is this is a good time to do it. Or if you just want to hit your soft wall or your soft cap faster, then this is a better way. So like I always invest in Torm because I don't really need the other stuff. Check, check, check. If you are new, which you probably are if you're watching this, wait. Once this event ends, there will be a timer for converting your event favor into a permanent campaign's favor. The reason why I say wait is because when you're new, you can make huge strides well past 100% gain or boost to whatever you have. Generally on a run, you can get somewhere between like 500% gain or even like 5,000 or 10,000, depending on how already powerful you are. Compare that to just having 100. So the reason why you want to wait, I think it's a week, is to just do as many favor runs as possible to boost that up, and then you get to double that. Okay, very important for new players. Remember that. Wait until the game forces you. It'll prompt you and say, you better do it right now because you can't do anything else. So that was a lot of information. I really hope it was understandable. If I missed anything, sorry, it'll probably be covered in a future video. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. You'll see me next time because I don't know what you guys look like anyway.